So really running for office was the next step into my general work in advocacy. I came into advocacy work as a result of being a secondhand, sort of firsthand watcher of a woman who was a survivor of domestic violence. I was 15-year-old when one of my mother's friends came over one day and she spoke of the domestic violence that she was experiencing. It was a really confusing moment in my life because I wasn't sure why this was happening and how it was being allowed to continue. She spoke about the prosecutor's complaint that she filed and was waiting for action to be taken to hold her abuser accountable. Well, she came back a couple weeks later and she was crying and she said that she had to run away because her abuser was let off the hook. Mm-hmm. And that moment is a moment of powerlessness that I experienced. And I vowed during that moment that I would grow up to be able to stand up for women like her and for people who are underserved and unserved by the system to ensure that injustice does not continue and that folks who take advantage of vulnerable communities and vulnerable persons are held accountable. So I studied hard and I went to law school. And the very first case that I tried and the trial that I won is a trial where a woman was at risk of losing her relationship with her child. So we won that case and it was great to be able to ensure that that woman had the connection and the relationship that she deserved with her child. I continued my work in advocacy as a civil rights attorney. Every day I work alongside working families and community groups and leaders and organizers who are trying to improve the system and want to make sure that their communities are protected and their rights are protected. Well, more recently in the last couple of years and post 2016, we've seen a lot of bad laws coming out of the State House and coming out of DC. And every time having a conversation with someone who's trying to enforce their rights and protect the civil liberties of their community, it's very traumatizing and it's very difficult. And it's, again, powerless. The same powerlessness that I felt back when I was a teenager continues to surface when I have to tell people that the law is written in a way that does not take you into account and that does not serve working families. And that as an attorney, I can argue the law, but I can't actually change the law.